Hello everybody. Today I will be showcasing my watch collection, and every watch has a story. So with every watch I discuss, I will give you my story. And we're going to go left to right. So starting up first, we have the Hamilton Khaki Field Quartz 38 millimeter. So this watch goes for $421 at the moment. I bought it for $415. So, you always want to hope it goes up in price. If it doesn't, that's okay. That's not what watches are about. It's about you liking them. It's about wearing them. It's about the heritage. It's about the reason. So this watch I bought very recently. It's my most recent purchase. And I bought it because this watch right here, the Seiko 5 Sports, I kind of banged up a little bit. And it's a little big, and I bring it to work every day. So just need a different watch for that. But there's still a reason for that watch, and we'll come to it later. But this is the Hamilton Khaki Field, and it is semi-automatic. It's got a lot of heritage. During World War II, the United States was a giant supplier of Hamilton watches for the soldiers of the United States. And my grandfather was in World War II. I never met the guy. He passed away when my dad was very young, but he still lives on within me. So I bought this watch with that in mind. Of course, it's a field watch, so you can wear it around for a lot of reasons, or for a lot of different reasons, I should say. This is what it looks like on my wrist. Pretty cool. I like the simplicity of it. Nothing too crazy, just the time. No fluted bezel. I like a fluted bezel, trust me, and we'll get into that later. But you don't always need to look flashy, and I think it's important to have a watch that isn't just flashy. Something you can just wear and say, "Yeah, I got a watch on." People might not even notice. They might not even see it, and they might just walk in the room and leave. But you know what? It's okay if you don't get a compliment on your watch, because sometimes you don't need that. Sometimes it's at the point. You don't want to look too flashy sometimes, depending on the scenario. So yeah, this is the Hamilton Khaki Field 38 millimeter. I'm going to take this off now. We'll go to the Tag Heuer Aquaracer 39 millimeter next. And the tag goes for, I have it written down here, it goes for $657. It's pretty decent. Wouldn't call that cheap if you ask me. Wouldn't want to lose that kind of money. I remember when I first got this watch box. I even have a video of it. I didn't understand how to put the watches on the case. That was goofy. So this next one is really important to me. So my dad gave me this watch, and right when I first started getting into watch collecting, and I didn't have any watches yet, my dad saw me reading the Rolex books, watching the YouTube videos, and he basically handed over this watch to me. There was a rule though. No selling this watch. This is something that will be in the family for years to come. So if I ever give this to any of my nephews or a friend, I shouldn't say a friend, sorry. So if I ever give this watch to my nephews or a sibling, a cousin, then I very much hope that they do not sell it either. Keep it as a family thing. So, put some more lighting in this. This watch is pretty cool. It's got the, submarine guy on the back. I always liked that. I always thought this looked so cool. Always. Now, it's been worn a lot. My dad, when he gave it to me, didn't have the extra links. So this is the only size it will ever be at. And as you see, I'm going to put it on my wrist now. It's very tight. Very tight on my wrist. Like, look how hard this is to get on. But that's okay. I can still wear it. It still works. There you go. It's on. Just a little tight. That's all. I can still wear it, though. It still means a lot to me. This is my more sentimental value kind of watch. I don't know the specs too well on this, other than the millimeter size, which is 39. I'm taking it off now. We'll go to the next watch because I don't have too much to say about that. It's just something special to me, and that's really all that matters. Next up, we got the Tudor Black Bay 54. It's right here, and it's got 37 millimeter size on wrist, and it is going for $4,156. So let's check out this bad boy. This is my most expensive watch I have in my collection at the moment. Very close second place is the Rolex at $4,020. So this has the T-Fit clasp, which is very nice. It's got the adjustable, I'll say adjustable bracelet. I'm not going to show you guys because I don't want to, it fits me good, so I'm not going to change it, but you can slide this up and down. I'll put this on. Wasn't able to put this on originally. When I bought the watch, I had that tattoo just put there, or touched up, I should say. So I wasn't able to wear it. But now you can see me wearing it. It's a good fit for me. I like it. I've not officially, shouldn't say officially, but I've never, still gotta take that off. Still got a sticker on there. 1 second. I've never officially measured my wrist before. So I cannot tell you exactly what my wrist size is. But I think this is a good fit. And I think it's more personal. You know what I mean? I think it's more... See right there's a sticker, surprisingly. Jeez. Bad time for that. Just want to get this off. It's bothering me. Didn't even know that was there. It's new, so. Wow, it's hard to get off. I'm just doing it the wrong way. Sorry, guys, for the inconvenience here. Yeah, there we go. There we go. I can see how it looks for real. There we go. Okay. Anyways, story time. So this goes hand in hand with my Rolex watch, and basically what I want to talk about is be grateful for what you have. You know, I used to have a Tudor Black Bay 58, and I sold it. And I got about $3,000 back for it. And it was going for more than that. But then I bought this watch for $2,995, and now it's going for $4,020. Did I make my money back? That's somewhat of an argument. You know, there was a lot of exchanges going on there. And, I mean, I regret selling the Black Bay. That's all I have to say. So this is the reason you're seeing me holding it now. I got this recently. And as much as I love my Rolex, I wanted the Tudor Black Bay again, so I got this. Now, I did have problems with the Tudor Black Bay 58, hence the reason I sold it. It had the riveted bracelet. I did not like those rivets. It really bothered me. It just was one of those things where I said to myself, how can I say I own a real watch when it's not completely real? The faux rivets, man, they just bothered me. You know, I wasn't able to tell people. I wasn't able to say to myself, I have a 100% authentic watch here. Because even if you did get one that was real, you still got the riveted bracelet. So there's 4 rivets on it. Now, I know that's a matter of opinion. You can disagree with that. You can agree with that. But that was just my kind of way of viewing it. So yeah, this is the watch. It's got the cool crown, Tudor rose symbol. got the Tudor symbol there too, of course, but I'll close it now. I'll put it back on the case. Yeah, this is a fun watch though. When I'm wearing it, I feel like James Bond. You know, I gotta start reading. I gotta start doing stuff. I gotta get in the zone. This watch is cool. I think watches are good for that. You know, giving you that extra oomph in the day. Next up, we've got the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Date. And this watch is 34 millimeters. And as I said before, it's going for $4,020. So this thing is definitely doing well. You know, a lot of people will say on YouTube, I've seen a lot of videos of this, or just whatever in general. People will say, you know, you buy a Rolex and you're basically just getting handed a bunch of money. Rolex is a great brand. It's constantly going up in price. I mean, you buy a watch today, a Rolex today, 2 years later, that same watch you bought for whatever, let's just make up a joke and say it was $100, now it's going for $2,000. You know, it really does spike that much. Here, this is it on my wrist. I think it's amazing, you know? This is 34 millimeters, and you'd say to me, you know, you'd say to yourself, you can't wear this watch. It's 34 millimeters. But then you put it on, and you're like, no, this is fine. Looks good to me. My favorite thing about this watch, you know, it looks nice here, and this is cool. It's a Rolex, yes, but the seashell buckle. I think that thing's cool right there. I think this is sick. I don't know why it reminds me of a seashell, but it does, and that's just sick to me. And, you know, this is the watch I bought, you know, when I sold my original Black Bay 58, and then I got this one too here, this Black Bay 54. It's confusing, but these two go hand in hand. So you guys kind of already know the story. I'll take this off, and we're on to the last one. So the last one is, of course, the Seiko 5 Sports. Now, it's one of those watches where you get one and you say to yourself, I know the history of this, you know, I know the heritage of this watch. I know the history, and I know how many people it's been with. I need to get a different one. That's kind of how I feel with this watch. You know, it's not simple to explain, but it's not like your Rolex where, you know, you get a Rolex and you're like, I'm good, you know, I'm set. It's not like that. You need more of these. There's so many people who have worn Seikos, and I'm one of those guys that like to wear watches that people already, I know of, have worn. And the person I'm thinking of in particular with this watch is Norman Schwarzkopf, General Schwarzkopf. And he was a good dude. He was a United States soldier. You know, he beat Saddam Hussein. You know, the story is kind of already said. You can look up all the information you want on that guy. He wore a Seiko. Now, this is not the watch he wore. So that's what I'm saying when I say I got to get another one. I got to get the watch he wore. He wore a Pepsi dial. I don't know the exact reference number for the watch. But if you look up what watch did Norman Schwarzkopf wear, you're going to find it. That's how I found it. You know, I see him. I've read his book. I've seen the pictures. He's always wearing it. And it's a Pepsi dial Seiko diver. So this is similar. And that's the reason I bought this. I was like, I got to get a watch. I got to get Schwarzkopf's watch, you know? And when I bought it, that was the only 10 I had. You know, it wasn't really anything crazy. Like I need this watch for you know, because I'm going diving or something. It wasn't like that. It was more like I can't find Schwarzkopf's watch on eBay. And to this day, I can't find it. You know, you'll see it, but this, how are you supposed to know if it's real? You know, even on Chrono 24, you can find the watch he wore. It's just the fact is, it doesn't say authenticity guarantee. And I'm not going to spend a bunch of money on something that isn't real. So I'm waiting for a good moment to hatch, you know, just waiting for that time where I find that watch and it's real so I can buy it. Because I would love to own the same watch that Schwarzkopf had. That'd be great. But yeah, I think you guys get this. This is pretty much all I want to talk about today. I've gone through all of my watches now. So with that being said, thank you for watching. And I hope this helped. You know I look up state of the collection videos all the time. It's fun to see what people have. It's fun to see their stories. It's interesting. So I hope you liked mine. Thank you. Have a good day.